I didn't like that, I must say.
Yeah, and every plot line they bring up, everything they try and distract us with, I'm just like, why is he not fighting the Chinese? He should be fighting the Chinese right now. Literally right now, he should be.
Well, you can't beat him in hand-to-hand combat.
Said who? Said who? What would you do if given the opportunity to snitch on your colleagues for the promise of limitless bounty? Would you stick to your morals or compromise them for your own gain? Personally, I'll do anything if the price is right, and I mean anything. Luckily for financier, Walter Nash, he isn't me. Unluckily for Walter, the FBI know where he is, they know his phone number, and they are not going away quietly. So what would you do? Someone should snitch on your work colleagues and will pay you. The sums they were talking about in this book, by the way, as well.
Do you know how many people snitch for free?
For the love of the game.
Pause this video right now. Go and read Nash Falls by
David Baldacci. And when you've read it, you can join us for the discussion.
Or you can join us anyway, because we're going to tell you all about it. My name's Elijah.
And I'm Joseph, and welcome to the Aisha Library.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say you probably butchered his name.
Who knows? Listen, probably. Tell him, come down here. Because I was thinking, surely it can't be the other way you're pronouncing it. But then who cares? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I just feel
50-50 shot. And I feel like
I don't even know.
The coin did not land on my...
With them foreigners, mate, it's more than 50-50.
Whoa. Them foreigners.
Anyway, yeah, what do you think of the book?
I thought it was an interesting idea, to be honest, but I think they didn't handle the idea very well, in my opinion. They went in some directions where...
I think they started the book, all right, and then they butchered it. It's like they just started butchering it towards the end.
Hacking it to pieces.
Oh, it was just like the worst turnaround ever. But I'll start by saying I genuinely respected the effort that went into constructing the backstory. The premise we're given is bold. China is supposedly attempting to weaken the United States from the inside by flooding its streets with opium. The strategy? Force America to exhaust its resources dealing with a domestic crisis, creating a geopolitical vacuum that China can step into. At least, that's the narrative that the CIA presents to our protagonist. Your country needs you, Walter. And Walter is ready to answer that call, assuming he's getting compensated to the tune of $1.5 billion.
Oh my God.
The audacity is almost impressive. I can't imagine having the confidence, the cojones, to even suggest a figure like that. To even think of that.
Oh my God.
And as if that wasn't dramatic enough, we then learn that Walter's wife is having an affair with his boss. A neat little sprinkle of betrayal layered on top just to ensure that the tension stays high. On the surface, it's a strong opening. The stakes feel large. The conspiracies are intriguing, and there's an immediate personal turmoil woven into the political plot. Even if I did struggle with Walter's teenage daughter, who's written, though, as she's 5 rather than an adolescent. But that wasn't my only issue. Why give the main character 2 interchangeable names? Some people call him Nash, others call him Walter. It doesn't add mystery or complexity. It just muddies the waters unnecessarily. Then we get the emotional core of Walter's past. Shortly after his father's funeral, he discovers the real reason his father seemingly distanced himself years earlier. The explanation traces back to something Walter did at 13. His disabled mother had asked him to play tennis, and when they arrived to the courts, he noticed a girl he liked and abruptly abandoned his mum to play with her instead. It devastated the mother and enraged his father. And I have to ask, is that really such a monumental sin? It wasn't an act of cruelty. It wasn't calculated or malicious. It was the impulsive behaviour of a teenage boy, insecure, hormonal, and desperate to impress his crush. The story frames this as a defining moral failure, almost a turning point that reshaped family dynamics forever. But to me, it felt like an immature mistake rather than a life-altering betrayal. Maybe I'm being cold, but I struggled to see the gravity of the narrative clearly wanted me to feel. So I'm curious, did that moment land for you as something deeply unforgivable? And overall, did the opening feel as strong as it initially promised? Or did it start to unravel once you looked closer?
I definitely would say it started to unravel once I looked closer, just because I just don't... The premise of the book is good, I just don't like the direction that they went in, the kind of themes that they were adding in, the amount of people that was in the book. That was important to the story.
Promising us espionage, and
like, I want Jason Bourne. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like a Jason Bourne sort of thing. Like Jason Bourne, you watch a Jason Bourne movie and it's like his mum's in it and his, you know, his girls cheating on him and stuff. I don't care about any of that. I want to see this guy kill someone in a bathtub.
That is actually quite interesting you say that. That's quite a good point.
I like the point that you made about people calling him Nash, though, because Nash is exactly the kind of street name that you would expect such a swashbuckling hero to have.
Not Walter.
No, I mean, Walter White, I suppose, but it's like... Walter is a perfect first name, nothing wrong with that, but no one calls him Walter. Everyone calls him Nash. And it's just like, this shit writes itself, do you know what I mean? You could literally see Jason Statham could play that guy in a movie next year. Yeah. Like it would fit. But then they just totally...
Put your phone on silent.
Do you know what the funniest thing is? It's how that you play chess all the time. If I was like, that was your phone, you'd be like, I didn't say it was your phone. I didn't say it was your phone. I said, put your phone on silent. You always got them angles covered.
You didn't fall for it.
Nah, no chance.
The thing is, all things considered, even though the story went in a different direction to what we expect or what we would have liked, I still think it was somewhat of an entertaining read, and in and of that, and that in and of itself shows some skill. And for that reason, 5 stars.
Look, I'm not saying the author's without skill, as we know. Since we've read, is
I would have backed that statement, but judging the way the story ended up going, I think it was
complete 180.
Embarrassing.
Shambolic.
Yeah. Disgraceful.
You could leave. You could resign. A financial executive turned FBI pawn. Is it FBI, by the way, or CIA? Because I remember it being FBI. Is it actually CIA?
I don't know.
I mean, it makes more sense to be CIA. What's the FBI going to do against China? Like, nothing.
Yeah.
They're looking for drugs and stuff in America. The CIA is more... A financial executive turned FBI pawn, a criminal organization. One man against a world of skullduggery and crime. What's not to love? What would you do if the FBI attempted to recruit you to spy on your own company, with prison as the punishment for refusal? Sign me up, I say. The more betrayal, the better. So I was definitely expecting more of a, as we said, like more of a one man behind enemy lines kind of lone wolf sort of story, and a bit more action and stuff.
He panicked with that. Because it's like maybe his agent told him that's what we expected. Because towards the last portion of the book, we started
to cram it in,
yeah, and that's what undid the book, in my opinion.
I don't understand why agents let that, or editors, sorry. I don't understand why you shouldn't stand for that. If someone like tries to cram it in at the end, you should throw it in their face. This is bullshit.
Yeah, I think.
Why not?
I don't understand.
Who's stopping them?
I don't understand.
They just want to push it to market.
I just don't get it.
They just want to get it to market.
I suppose because if it makes any revenue, he's still getting paid, isn't it? But surely you'd want it. Maybe you know what it is? They probably got 10 books. I can't read them all. So go. And then I'll make a grander feature them.
Go.
I'll make a grander feature them. That's my 10 grand.
Yeah, I think it could be just a volume thing. That could just be their strategy as a marketing now. Volume. Just get the books, get the slop on the market, and you're getting paid regardless. Because whether it's good or bad, money spent the same.
Yeah, and I don't have to read it. I can,
and no one really knows what's good and what's bad anyway.
FBI porn or whatever.
Absolutely, 100%. Plumber porn.
Unfortunately, that strong opening doesn't sustain itself. The momentum fades, and instead we're handed extended character building sections that feel less organic and more like they're being pushed on us. We spend time getting to know Brett, Walter's boss, and the man having an affair with his wife, and even Brett's father is given narrative space. In theory, expanding the cast should deepen the story. In practice, it slows everything down. This brings us to one of the more intense domestic scenes between Walter's wife, Judith, and their daughter Maggie, who's clearly realised that her mother is cheating. "You're sleeping with somebody," Maggie says. Judith responds with outrage. "How dare you accuse me of such things? Go to your room." Maggie fires back. "You don't deserve that." And then Judith slaps her. That moment genuinely shocked me, not because of the physical act alone, but because of what it represents. Judith isn't disciplining her daughter for lying or being disrespectful. She's punishing her for telling the truth. It's a misuse of authority, hiding behind the title of mother, to silence somebody who's simply confronted her with reality. And what makes it worse is that Maggie could have gone straight to Walter. Instead, she confronts her mum directly. That's not betrayal, that's restraint, and yet she's met with violence. There's an uncomfortable double standard here too. I can't help but wonder how differently this scene would be framed if the roles were reversed. If a father struck his daughter after being exposed for infidelity, would readers be asked to view it under the same narrative nuance? I doubt it. I also suspect that if Judith Judith had broken down, shown remorse, and promised to end the affair, Maggie might have protected her secret. But the story doesn't go there. Instead, it doubles down on confrontation and control. And then, almost immediately after this, Maggie goes missing. The moment that happened, I felt a sinking feeling. A missing daughter plotline usually signals a dramatic tonal shift. Slower pacing, drawn out searches, procedural beats, and unfortunately, that's exactly what follows. From that point onward, the story loses its edge for me. The direction it takes drains the energy rather than amplifying it. What began as a sharp political thriller pivots into something far more sluggish. For me, this is where the book starts to unravel. The choices made here fundamentally change the trajectory and not for the better. Did the shift in direction work for you, or did it feel like the story lost focus once Maggie disappeared?
Yeah, it's so like the story
where did
lost
that
sight
come
of
from?
what it wanted to be. But then I was really confused about what the story wanted to be from the start anyway. So it wasn't so much the change, it was that it changed that really bothered me, because I was just like, well, you've done it and you've committed now. Yeah. Like, commit to what you had.
But Missing Daughter, that's always slow pace, you know?
Yeah, it's something. That's not a quick fix.
It's like murder mysteries or disappearance. It's always slow, painstaking.
It's not going to be a quick fix. Like Taken, you know you ain't going to find the daughter in the first 20 minutes. It's going to have to be a whole ordeal.
I didn't like that, I must say.
Yeah, and every plot line they bring up, everything they try and distract us with, I'm just like, why is he not fighting the Chinese? He should be fighting the Chinese right now. Literally right now.
Well, you can't beat him in hand-to-hand combat.
Said who? Said who? All they need is Jackie Chan.
Karate Kid.
Put together a team. Oh, he kicked the shit out of him, to be fair.
That's what Chinese were at.
Yeah. Which is weird, because karate's from Japan, so I don't know why they... He's learning kung fu in the movie, and the movie's called Karate Kid. Is that not funny? They don't say karate anywhere, innit?
Well, Kung Fu Kid doesn't have the same ring to it.
Okay? It would have been correct, though.
Yeah,
why don't they just send him to Japan so he can actually learn karate? I don't get it. They wanted Jackie Chan in the movie that badly. This book is ridiculously long. Nearly 13 hours, and for what? I was promised a story about one man alone behind enemy lines, and instead I've been given this absolute clusterfuck of literary claptrap with 1,000 family members and neighbours and friends. Authors really are their own worst enemies.
Wow, you go gentle on it, would you?
No.
You're not pulling any punches?
Definitely not.
Credit where it's due, the antagonists in this story don't hold back. They play ruthless, strategic, and unapologetically dirty. Mm-hmm. And honestly, that's how I like my villains. Their masterstroke is getting Maggie to go public and completely destroy her father's reputation. She goes on air and accuses Walter of the unthinkable. Claims that he abused her throughout her life. It's calculated character assassination on a nuclear level. And Maggie sells it. The tears, the emotion, the performance, it's convincing. If I was Walter, I'd almost have to respect the strategy. It's airtight. They didn't just attack him physically or politically, they obliterated him socially. Once that accusation is there, it doesn't matter whether it's true. The damage was done. It's
exactly.
done. Maybe it does matter if it's true, but the damage is done.
It matters somewhat, but it's just like, as you said, the damage is done, and it's always going to be in people's minds as well, because people love to believe what they see on the internet.
Exactly. He discovers all of this through a viral YouTube video sitting beside his wife. And Judith turns on him instantly. No hesitation, no pause, no, this can't be true. She calls the police right there. He's here. You can come get him.
On the spot.
My immediate reaction was visceral. How could you ever trust your wife again? No evidence, no proof, just an allegation, and she flips the switch without even looking twice.
Believe victims, believe women.
But after sitting with it, I started to see the complexity. From Judith's perspective, what is she supposed to do? If your daughter makes that accusation publicly and emotionally, you can't dismiss it. You can't say, let's wait for evidence. A mother is almost obligated to believe her child first. That's the moral trap. In that moment, the correct move for Walter probably isn't to panic or run. Running makes everything look worse. It feeds the narrative. The stronger response would be calm acceptance. Kiss her on the forehead and say, you should believe Maggie. You're her mother. I'll prove my innocence. Legally, without evidence, a conviction would be difficult. Socially, you're finished. Reputation doesn't require proof. It only requires suspicion. But that's where the real question sits. Is the marriage permanently shattered at that point? Because even if Walter clears his name, can he ever forget how quickly Judith chose a side? How decisively she called the police? That instinctive betrayal would linger. Trust isn't about fealty. It's about, fidelity. Trust isn't about fidelity. It's about who stands with you when everything collapses. So yes, strategically, the villains executed a brutal plan. But emotionally, the fallout between Walter and Judith might be the most irreversible casualty of all. So is that forgivable for Walter to forgive Judith?
Take a better man than me to forgive it, but I think forgivable maybe because you can understand that it's tough though because calling the police is calling the police.
You can come and get
them.
them.
That's what I'm saying. Calling the police is calling the police. If you believe I did something and say how could you, that's really forgivable. But it's the fact that you
Well, maybe calling the police is what you're supposed to do. Get it on record and sort out. Let them do their investigations. Maybe that is the way forward.
I don't know, man. It comes down to whether you trust the police or
He
not.
didn't feel like she was on his side. She didn't say, you know what, I'm going to call the police just so that we have this. They can do their investigations. I don't think you did it, but, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. She said, yeah, you can come get him. He's here. Jesus Christ.
Holding his arm.
Oh my God forbid she had a gun. She might have shot him, Just because of things
self-defense.
that she heard. That's crazy. She's never had a problem with him before, All of a sudden she hears a story and now she's got to shoot him.
Saw a story on the TV,
Jesus
uncorroborated story.
Christ.
Somebody,
It was genius. It was genius by the villains to kidnap the daughter and force her to tell
Yeah, and as you said, that is irrevocable damage. You can't take that back once you've done that, because and it's not even in the girl's interest to take it back or anything. Not in this situation, but let's say if somebody did do it, someone lied. Let's say they said you raped them or whatever. It's not in their interest to take it back and tell the truth, because no one's ever gonna believe anything they say ever again.
Yeah.
And people are gonna campaign for them to go to prison, throw bricks through their windows, all sorts. Yeah. So it really is irrevocable, and there's only one way to fix it: pack up and move somewhere no one knows you. Sorry, let me just get this straight. 1.8 billion? Walter asked the government for $1 billion? That may be in Indian rupees. And they said yes. Maybe this is a tiny and insignificant thing to hyper-focus on, but I'm going to do it regardless. 1 billion. I don't think the government have 1 billion to be given away willy-nilly.
It didn't sound like... I didn't expect him to ever see that money, to be honest with you. I thought they were just going to tell him whatever he needed to hear.
I'll be honest. If the government tell you, yes, we're going to give you $1 billion, I'll be like, you're going to shoot me as soon as this mission is over. Because there's no way, if I'm the government, who's signing on that dotted line to hand over $1 billion? They realistically couldn't, even if they wanted to.
All right, I've got one more. You done?
Yeah.
As I said before, from the middle of the book onward, the book completely derails. Let's start with Brett, the resident chaos merchant of the story. The man is sleeping with everybody, including Walter's wife. But that's not enough. He also manages to impregnate his own father's wife. Now, to be fair, I'm making it sound much worse than it is. The encounter happened the night before the wedding. So technically, she wasn't his stepmother. So she's fair game, right? You'd think that revelation alone would ignite a nuclear-level family feud, but oddly, that's not what pushes things over the edge. Instead, Brett ends up killing his own father. Why? Because they're both connected to the people responsible for Maggie's kidnapping. His father doesn't want to risk their lives intervening. Brett, in a sudden and completely unearned surge of moral clarity, decides that this is unacceptable and kills him. So let me get this straight. Brett develops a conscience, not over sleeping with his father's partner, not over betraying Walter, but over the kidnapping of the daughter of the man whose wife he'd been sleeping with. That's the line he won't cross. And somehow, after committing patricide, he convinces his father's wife, the woman he impregnated, to help him cover it up. And she just agrees. But the absurdity doesn't stop there. When Walter learns of his daughter's kidnapping, he goes on the run and hides out at a compound of one of his late father's friends, a man named Shock. Now, you'd assume that if your daughter's been kidnapped, urgency would define your every move. Instead, Walter spends the next 9 to 12 months bulking up, training, mastering hand-to-hand combat, and apparently becoming a lethal weapon.
He should have already been that. He should have already been that at the beginning, and he should be fighting the Chinese. But yeah, they always say in a kidnapping, they say literally the first 48 hours are crucial. They don't find him in the first 48 hours, basically, it's not looking good.
My man,
he's sitting around,
bulking up,
doing push-ups.
He's bulking up, training montage. Anyway,
Rocky,
your daughter's missing. Time's everything, but sure, let's prioritize a Rocky-style training montage. And then comes the moment that truly broke me. Truly. After his physical transformation, Walter becomes so unrecognizable that nobody notices who he is. Not the people hunting him, not the acquaintances, not even his wife of 20 years. He puts on some muscle and changes his hair, and suddenly he's fucking invisible. Are we in a superhero novel? Is this secret Superman origin story? How drastically can a person change in under a year? We're not talking about decades, we're talking about months.
He literally said nine months.
At that point, the suspension of disbelief just collapsed entirely. The internal logic of the story no longer holds. It genuinely left me wondering how this draft was signed off as finished. The whole thing made no sense. The audacity to release a book and call it finished. This is unforgivable in my opinion. You should be ashamed of yourself. Having said that, I'm looking forward to reading the next installment. Are you interested in reading the next installment?
No!
Too? Oh, you're not? I want to know what
honest.
happens. But I think that's ridiculous. I mean, all of it's ridiculous. But the fact that he's just put on some muscle and now he's invisible. He's working for the people that he used to work with. He's going to save his wife and his wife don't notice him. Realize,
that's ridiculous.
Come on. You think you could shave your hair and I couldn't recognize you?
That's ridiculous. Get in the gym for a couple months and just cut my hair.
Oh, and I can't. Who are you?
I'll be right next to you as
your
well.
voice, your face, your eyes. Just seeing your eyes alone.
Yeah, I'm telling
eyes
you,
alone, I could pick you out of a lineup.
100%. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
Who thought that was a good idea?
20 years she's been married to this guy. 20 years.
That's a joke. To me, that's unforgivable as an author. I've read enough to know or to say that I would never read a book from you again. If you think you can release that,
you thought
that was good.
To be fair, you're the one that wants to read the next one, so I don't know what you're on about.
I said I would read it.
How's that?
So
different?
yeah.
So would you recommend this book? Is the question.
It's alright. No, the book. The thing is, it was entertaining. I wasn't bored while reading it, and that counts for something. It went in a funny direction, but I don't think that's a fatal mistake, or I don't think that's if you can go in a funny direction, that's okay. I can chalk it up as creativity, and it was entertaining. But some of the ideas, and
I just feel like I sold dreams, to be honest. This book could have went in a much different direction. Could have been like they tried to cram, Jason Bourne in with Mission Impossible, with Taken, and then a bunch of other movies in there, a bunch of other stuff in there, and
it's very, very strange. So you wouldn't recommend it then?
No, definitely not.
And out of 10 then?
Out of 10.
Oh, sorry, I don't know why I got that out of 5. You would have
get
obliged though.
you
You're like, all right, well.
I was getting ready. I was literally getting ready. 10.
Well, it was out of 5. Well, out of 10, my answer's still the same.
0. I'm probably gonna go 1. I'll be real. I'll go 1.
I'm happy to give it a 2. I'm happy to give it a 2. It wasn't terrible, but it was ridiculous with a capital R. So yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'd absolutely recommend it.
Are you? You just enjoy being a contrarian. Say the exact opposite of what you just said.
I like saying what you least expect. So yeah.
So you're literally being contrarian now. You disagree with me, but agree with me at the same time. Contrarians, you'll be like, oh yeah, I get it. It's so tiring. They'll be like, it's not that it's tiring. It's draining. And you'll be like, yeah, I get that. It's not even that you get it. It's just that you've been there. They just want to disagree for something.
You are boring. That's what it is. So yeah, I think that's us then.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Don't read this book.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Till next time.
Till next time.